It was around election time last year that I pretty much got fed up with the fact that everything that I was seeing in my social media feed was negative, divisive, angry, and hate-filled on both sides of the spectrum. And I sort of made a personal decision that I was going to try just to post positive things. And it started out sort of on a lark. I think the first couple of days I didn't have a hashtag and I didn't really have a goal in mind. And after that, I came across the hashtag on Facebook of B365 positive, but it didn't have a lot of posts on it. And I thought, well, if I was going to do it, at least I could do was use a hashtag so people could actually click the hashtag and read all the previous posts or whatever. I even started out, once I started using the hashtag, actually putting the day number next to it. So I hashtag it, hashtag B365 positive, day 1, day 2, day 3. I stopped that over the summer because it was pretty obvious that I was going to be able to reach my goal. But it started out just kind of as that reminder so that you could follow along with me and know where I was in the process. I think that the full year just became like a challenge. Like, could I go a full year doing it? I knew they'd probably come up with 30 days worth of posts, but coming up with 365 posts sounded like it was going to be an effort and it was going to take a commitment. And it would feel more like an accomplishment if I actually attained it. I was out with friends a couple of weeks ago, and he and I were talking, and we were talking about B365, and he said something really interesting to me. I've always looked at this as I was doing this for somebody else. Like, I wanted to make sure that people saw something positive every day in their social media feed, and that's why I was doing it. And he pointed something out to me. He said he was convinced that I wasn't doing it for the rest of the world and the rest of the community. He felt that I was doing it for myself, that it was my way to remind myself with a positive quote every day, and that I was using it to motivate me first, and then in motivating me, I could motivate other people. And I thought that was really interesting. I'd never really thought about that. I'd never really thought about saying on my post, well, I'm posting positive stuff, you should post positive stuff too. That never really crossed my mind. The real purpose that I thought I had was making sure that social media feeds had something positive in them. But I think he's right. I think I was doing it for me. And I think the next great thing would be if other people pick the hashtag up and start doing their own posts as well. And we can all kind of make social media a better and more positive place. So I started a fan page, and it just began with 50 of my closest friends, and has grown from those 50 people to over 9,700 people now follow that page. And that page has daily content, 3, 4, 5 times a day. We share other memes and positive memes and encouraging memes to that group. The neat part about following a fan page is that fans can get notifications when we have new stories, and they are more likely to show up in their news feed than just a piece of content from a friend of yours. But the other thing that's happened is we're using a couple of other hashtags now too. We're using B365U, YOU, as in BU every day, and then we're also using B365 Grateful. But what I would like to see happen is I'd like it to turn into a community of kind of mutual support. What has kind of been the driver to continue doing it is the reaction that I get from other people. I think that has been the biggest surprise to me is people are paying attention, people notice. I'll have people walk up to me in the grocery store, at the farmer's market, or out at a restaurant and say that they appreciate the positive posts, they appreciate the positive posts in their feed. I have people send me messages that say, don't stop. I don't think I've ever gotten a negative message from somebody about one of the B365 posts. So I think that the coolest thing is that it's evolved into something more. We hear all about the negatives of social media. We hear about all the ills and Zuckerberg's evil and the whole 9 yards. But what we need to understand is the reason why social media is so powerful and why we're so addicted to scrolling is because we crave community, we crave connection. I really do believe that the thing we're missing in our world and in our lives is connection to other people. And connection not in a divisive way. So I use connection and divisive in the same sentence, and I know that sounds strange, but social media connects us all, but I think social media has been used to create division. And I want to be a part of helping to create more community and not create more hatred and division. And so I think that I'll continue on. I want to see social media succeed in bringing people together, and I want to be part of that solution.
At UPMC, we're pioneering new ways to treat cancer, and we're working to prevent it. We're advancing new technology to look more closely at disease and helping you breathe easier. We perform the world's first heart-liver transplant, and we're experts at keeping your heart beating strong. We're a global team of more than 90,000, advancing care everywhere and delivering it closer to you. UPMC, life-changing medicine.